you need to pay yourself first. Because if you don't pay yourself first, you are never going to have the money that will support your future and your financial freedom. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Tatiana, and today I'm going to share with you what I would do if I went broke. So I managed to become a millionaire at 24 years old, and if I lost all the money tomorrow, all my business assets, this is what I would do. Now I want to mention first that if that did happen, I would not have lost my most valued asset. Even though the finances would be gone, the business would be gone, everything I've worked for would, appear to be gone. That's not 100% true, because the most valuable asset I have is the knowledge and the experience I've acquired in order to earn that amount of money. And that's truly the most valuable thing, because even if everything else disappeared, what I have in my head, that's not going away. That stays with me, and that is something that nobody can ever take away, and I can use my knowledge to start again. So I want to start off by first saying that, if you're broke right now and you're living paycheck to paycheck, you need to figure out why that is, because that is not an enjoyable way to live. It's not comfortable. And there's reasons why you're living paycheck to paycheck. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, it means that your expenses and your income are the same. They're equal, okay? And that's exactly the opposite of what you want to do to achieve financial freedom, okay? So your expenses should be lower and your income should be higher, okay? So if you're in that situation right now, you really got to know where it is that you're spending money, and you've got to invest in some time management skills, like whether that's training or seeking help from a family, friend, or YouTube or whatever, because you need to figure this out, because money management is the basis of all this. If you don't have money management skills now, when you have barely any money in your bank account, you will not be able to manage the $1 million that's in your bank account. Okay, so don't fool yourself, it starts now. So expenses, income. So what are your expenses? And you should know what all your expenses are. If you're in that situation right now where you're living paycheck to paycheck, you need to know exactly where it is that you're spending your money, and you need to know exactly how much you're earning. The earning part is easy, you know how much you make every month. The expenses is often where we get carried away. So if you are living that way right now, I would argue that you don't really have, unless you're 100% happy and comfortable, then fine, ignore this. But if you are striving to have financial freedom, then don't give yourself the luxury of getting your nails done and going shopping and eating out all the time and ordering in all the time. And these are luxuries in life, and you haven't earned that yet. Because if you're living that way, then you're living in a way that you can't afford. If your expenses are equal to your income, you're buying things that you can't afford. If you are using credit cards and you're not able to pay them off every month, you are living a lifestyle that you can't afford. So, when my girlfriend calls me up and she says, hey, do you want to get your nails done? She should not be in the position to be asking to get her nails done. That's where you want to be saving the money. So those are expenses that do not need to be used. That's where you can start saving money. So find ways to decrease your expenses. So there's two ways to fix this, right? You can either decrease your expenses by figuring out, okay, where exactly is all this money going, and then eliminating some of these things, whether it's the eating out or the movies or whatever it is, or you can increase your income. So for most people, the easiest option is to decrease their expenses, but if you increase your income, then you can live the same lifestyle that you're having now. So those are the two options. And so figure that out, okay? So I think, first of all, if I was broke, I would figure that out, figure out what my expenses are and where I can afford to save money. And the most important thing, if you read any kind of financial book, any kind of investing book, the most important thing is to pay yourself first. Okay? Now, what does that mean? That means that before you pay for anything, before you pay your mortgage, before you pay for the hydro, before you pay for your car insurance, which by the way, these are all liabilities, you need to pay yourself first. Because if you don't pay yourself first, you are never going to have the money that will support your future and your financial freedom. Okay? So it doesn't matter how much you're making right now. If you're making, $500 a month, it doesn't matter. If you're making $10,000 a month, it doesn't matter. The same principle applies of paying yourself first. So that just means that you are going to, out of every paycheck, automatically pay yourself first. You can have this set up with your bank. So if you get paid $1,000 per month, you can automatically have your bank set up to take 10% of that and put it into a savings account. And this can be your rainy day savings. This can be, the start of your investment portfolio, whatever you want it to be, okay? But you need to have this money because if something happens in the case where you go bankrupt, or if, shit hits the fan and this is your security. You have something to fall back on, okay? So this is a must. No matter how tough things are, this is a must. This is what is going to free you. So if it's 10%, just put in $100 per month, $100 per month in your savings account. So if you're making $2,000 a month, 10% or more. If you can afford to do more, then do it because this is for you. You're not, by investing less, it's only sabotaging yourself. So the more you can put into the saving buckets, it's all for you. So do what you can afford and stretch yourself if you can. Okay, so that's the most important rule, is to pay yourself first. So next to that, once you've gotten that sorted, you've gotten, the whole money management sorted, you understand now, okay, this is kind of why I went broke, and, let me have that awareness so it doesn't happen again. And then you have the income that is coming from your paychecks, 10% of it directly to a savings account. Now at this point, you need to have some extra money to not just pay your expenses. You want to be able to now not just put 10% to your savings, but also have another bucket of income, which you can use to invest in yourself. So the best investment you can make is not a stock, it's not investing in real estate, it's actually investing in yourself. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, my biggest asset is not my portfolio. It's not my business. It's me. It's what I've invested into my knowledge and my training, my education, my self-development. So in order to have more money, you just got to work more. And so if you're just working one job right now, you are going to be in the hustle phase where you might have to take on two jobs. So if you're working in the day, you might have to work in the night. Or you could take on like Uber. So after your shift, you become an Uber driver for the next 4 hours, and then you go home and hang out with your family. And so, you have to understand that if you're in a tough financial situation, you're probably not going to have a lot of life balance. And that's fine. Things aren't always fairy tale and perfect. There are times where, you are just working your ass off just to make ends meet. And that's okay because that's respectable. You're doing what you got to do so that you get to enjoy the things that you want to enjoy in the future. So you might not have that life balance. You might not spend as much time with your friends as you'd like to, but that's fine because this is a phase. And if you are smart with your finances, so you're working and you save money, then that phase won't last that long because then you can move on to number 3. Once you have some extra savings, this is what I do. So while I'm working my 2 jobs, saving money, doing Uber, all of that stuff, on my free time, I will absorb YouTube content, I will learn on Google, I will do whatever I gotta do to educate myself for free, so without any cost. So free content, love it, it's great. YouTube is a phenomenal place for that. This video is free. And so I'll do that in the evenings and mornings, whatever. And then once I have an adequate amount of savings, what I would do is I would start my own little side hustle. Okay, so I would invest in, something like Kindle Publishing or affiliate marketing, because these are 2 business models that don't require a big investment upfront. And so with your little bit of savings, not the rainy day savings, that's separate, with the additional money that you've acquired, you can invest $100, $200 into this side hustle. And with time, it starts to grow. And so things like Kindle Publishing, you publish one book, maybe it costs you $100 to $200, and it goes, and then after maybe 2 or 3 months, you get back the $100 or $200 that you initially invested, and then anything after that is profit, because you've recuperated your initial investment. And so now whenever someone buys your books, it's all profit. And what I like about these business models is that, for Kindle Publishing, it's pretty, set it and leave it. You do have to go back and edit some things sometimes, but it's pretty much, it doesn't require too much of your attention after you've done the initial work. And if you guys want to learn about more business models, I have a video that I did for online business ideas for 2019. So I'll link that down below for you as well if you want to get some other ideas and more in depth about Kindle Publishing and affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing is another good one because you don't have to create your own products. You just promote someone else's product and make a commission for doing that. And you can start this business for free by adding value through blogging or social media, because these are free platforms. If you really work hard at it and get creative, you can really build something here. So I would do this and I would continue to work. As this grows, I get more savings. So this starts to grow, this bucket of savings. And once I have maybe like $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000, that's the extra money, right? That's not including my expenses. It's not including my rainy day savings. What I would do then with that money is personally, I would invest it in a training program. Because I know that I would do FBA, Amazon FBA, because this is my story, right? This is just what I would do. I know that Amazon FBA works. I've seen so many people who are successful at it, and I know that I'm an entrepreneur, and I would be really great at it. So I would invest in a training program, and I'd probably split the cost with someone. Oh, whatever. I'd split the cost with someone because, that way if someone else wants to benefit from the course, we'll share passwords and then we can both go through it and learn the same stuff but at half the price. I don't know if that's allowed, but that's what I would do. So I learn. So again, learning. We're learning a lot throughout all this. So while we're working, it's tough. You get tired, but this is how you build it. And then what I would do is I would start with my money. I would then invest it into my Amazon FBA business. Now, I do want to mention that the reason I would invest it into an FBA business is because I know I'm an entrepreneur, and I know that whatever I set my mind to, I will achieve. But if you don't feel like that is your route, you do not have to do that, right? You can invest it in a stock, in real estate, in a dividend, whatever it is, something more secure. Maybe, you won't get as much return as you would if you invested into your own business, but it gives you more comfort, more security, and maybe less work. It depends. It's really up to you. So for me, I know that my greatest investment is myself, and I know that if I invest this money into my own business, the potential for it to grow is exponentially larger than the potential for an investment to grow in the same period of time. So I know that with an online business, it's insane how you can go from $0 to $50,000 a month, how fast that can happen. And so I have this belief that this is the best option for me. So that's where I would invest my savings. I would grow this. I would reinvest profits back into the business until I'm starting to make consistent income. So consistent income, consistent profits. At that point, I would start paying myself from my business, probably quit one of these jobs or two of these jobs, because now I'm making consistent. I have a proven concept. I don't want to quit my job before I've proved my concept here. Otherwise, I fall back to the broke. So you want to make sure that you have a proven concept. Then I would quit my job and focus all of my time and attention on my business. If you watch Shark Tank, you'll see that none of the sharks like entrepreneurs who haven't quit their jobs yet. They want people who are 100% fully immersed in their business, 100% fully available for this work. And so that's what I would do. And then with my savings, I would probably start investing more than just the 10% in my rainy day savings. And I would start building my own portfolio with stocks. And what I would do is I would invest into dividend paying stocks. So that means that these are stocks where every month they pay you a percentage back. And so you start to make monthly income from your investments. And actually, this is the only truly passive income source that I know of. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, Kindle Publishing, all these things, they're like semi-passive, but not 100% passive, because you still got to go back, you got to put in the work. With an investment that pays dividends, this is really passive because you just invest the money. It's a long-term investment. It's not something that you're going to take out in 6 months. And then they pay you every single month. You don't put in any work towards it. You don't do anything. You just leave it there and they pay you. And so you start to grow and grow and grow this portfolio to the point where it's paying you $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 per month in pure profits. So you do not have any expenses because it's not a business, pure profits. And so at that point, you can choose, okay, maybe I don't want to have any more businesses. I'm tired of business. I'm going to retire. That's how I'm going to earn my income. Or you can reinvest those pure profits back into the stocks, and then you will get more dividends. And essentially, that's how you get the financial freedom, because then you have so much money, you don't even know what to do with it. You pass it on to your kids because you're not going to use it. And you know, most people, they're never going to quit their jobs if they love their job. If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And the studies prove that if you continue working throughout old age, you will live longer and happier and, you know, feeling more fulfilled. And so I know a lot of people who retire and they feel lonely. Like my mom, she retired and she's always looking for something to do, you know, because it gets boring. So you'll not only earn income from your business or your job, but now you've got this huge portfolio that is paying you and is helping you to have that financial freedom, and also setting up your children and grandchildren for their future. So you can now build a legacy. You can be the first in your family to completely change the path of where everyone was going and provide that financial abundance for people. So that's kind of what I would do. Yep, that's just my life and what I would choose to do. It's going to be different for you, but I thought that this video might be of some value to some people. So comment below if you liked this and let me know if you have any questions. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you've already subscribed, there's this little gray bell symbol. If you hit that, then you're gonna get notified when I release new videos. And if you wanna keep watching, I've handpicked these 2 videos for you to watch right here.